Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the channel. I suppose welcome back to me? Welcome back to the gloriousness that is me. No, that's not me at all. Anyway, I'm back, kind of, for now, maybe. I haven't recorded since last year, since 2017. It's been a busy couple of months. Christmas time at work was very draining, and I was just kind of done with things. And then I got sick in the beginning of January. The cold and flu stuff that's just been going around this season is horrible. And I can't say exactly where I work, not that it's classified, but I don't want to get in trouble or anything. I work at a very popular tourist destination in Orange County, California. So there's lots of tourists, international tourists, and we get all the gunk there. So it just circulates through all the people I work with. We've all been sick. I got sick, went on vacation. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I got sick again, and I'm still getting over it. I still have the cough. I still have that. Just a little, it's not even that there's gunk and phlegm. There's just irritation, and it's annoying. Anyway, that's a part of why I haven't been recording. Also, again, with Christmas time and kind of recording I did last year, I ran out of steam, and this happens to me. I don't know if it happens to anybody else. I would assume it happens to other recorders. They just maybe get over their hump a bit sooner, and they don't have a sickness in the middle of it. But yeah, I kind of lost the steam of the artistic juices to record and to create things. So we took a break. Like I said, we were sick, and then we went to both my wife and I were sick. We went to Walt Disney World and Florida for about 10 days. We were there for 9 days, had about 12 days off, and then called sick for another 4 days because we both felt like garbage. And I, only in the last week have I even come back into my office here, to even touch the computer here, because I've felt not, I felt not entirely like garbage, but not great. And I'd like to think I know my body well enough to know what I can and can't do. So I was going to work, and then I was just sleeping a lot, and I knew I didn't have the stamina and the mental stamina and the right mind space to come and record. I knew that if I would come and sit at the computer for any length of time, I would get a headache. So I just avoided this room even more or less until the last 3 or 4 days. I've been playing on the computer, kind of playing. I'm just honestly just playing games just for funsies, but also kind of building up a little bit of mental stamina, if you will, to be ready to record. And I honestly had to kind of talk myself into doing this recording on the drive home today. But here we are. The channel will continue. Oh, that's the other part. I am not popular enough? Whatever. I'm not a big enough deal to be a monetized YouTube partner anymore because I don't have over 1,000 viewers. I think I have enough viewer time, but not enough subscribers yet. So I'll work on rebuilding that over time. But I'm not going to stress myself. I'm not going to push myself too hard to try to get a lot of subscribers. I figure if people are going to subscribe because they enjoy the content, I'm not going to be one to push. So anyway, if I get up to 1,000 at some point, great. I've been at 640-ish for a while now, but I think I want to try to get at least a video out per week. Whether Kerbal is going to continue, I don't know. I've kind of lost the steam on that, and Kerbal is great. It's fun, but it's so much. There's so many steps. It's a very complicated game in terms of transfers, building, all the things. And I don't know if I have the mental stamina to do that right now. Plus, they're going to release an update soon, which will probably kill all the mods that I have on it that are working right now. So we'll see what happens with Kerbal. I think I might jump into a new series with it when they release the update, which I think should be in a week or two, which is the historical missions, to do those. And then if in a month or two, enough of the mods have been caught up to the current version of the game, and I can play it with the most recent playthrough, the Discovery playthrough. We're trying to get to Duna and visit everything and whatnot. then I will, but I have a feeling I might not. We'll see. That it depends. I have pre-ordered Surviving Mars, so I want to play that through. I have just jumped back into Astroneer because that's got some fun updates to it with the way you can expand your base and whatnot. So I think I might do a playthrough of that soon. Right now the game's kind of, you get so far and then there's nothing else to do. So I might just play through just to unlock every piece, and if that takes 6 or 8 hours, so be it. That'll be 10 or 12 episodes. So we might do that. I might also start streaming a bit more too on Twitch, and then from Twitch make that into videos. We'll see. Depends on how my computer handles it. Astroneer is a bit of a strain for my computer in terms of the way it algorithmically, randomly, whatever, the way it generates the worlds. It's a little iffy sometimes. But it's playable. It's way better than it was. Usually I had to load it, close it, restart the computer, and load it again. Now, I don't have to. It works pretty well. There's a few glitches here, especially if I play it for a long time. Anyway, that's kind of the plan. I'll get back to recording. Like I said, I want to do at least an episode a week. Keep the channel going. Not that I think I'm a big deal. Not that I think I have people who are depending on me for videos. People watch if they want to. My viewer count for a lot of episodes aren't that great. Some are high because they're a niche of Kerbal, like SSTOs or things like that. But anyway, I think I want to Surviving Mars. I want to get into Astroneer. I might do some more Railway Empire because that's fun and I like trains. I might do, like I said, Kerbal with the new historical missions. And if I do stuff on stream, then it'll on Steam and stream it. Not Steam. Games are on Steam. I stream on Twitch. Sorry, I actually, that eye is a little twitchy for me. Anyway, that's the plan. The other part about this video that I want to share is my trip to Florida. I went to Walt Disney World. Yay. It's our 4th time. We may or may not get in there for discounted prices because of things. Anyway, the most exciting part of that trip, though, was I got to go to the Kennedy Space Center, the real KSC. That's right. I got to go to, again, the Kennedy Space Center, NASA, the Visitors Center. This is a bit of the front. You know, there's a fountain there, and it kind of goes through some audio cues and the lift off. I got to explore a lot. I actually could have stayed there another day. I didn't have enough time to do everything. I kind of had to hurry through things because my family, there they are, were like, okay, what's next? Let's go. That's the rocket garden there. Really cool. They have the Space Shuttle Atlantis. So I have now personally seen 2 real live space shuttles, the Atlantis in Florida, there's the bay, and the Endeavour here in Los Angeles. Yeah, it's a curvy panoramic, but you get the idea. That's from the underside. Yeah, they have this one mounted at an angle, and there's a cool way you get to see it. I also went to the Saturn V complex. So they have pieces of Saturn V rockets that were never assembled, that have been laid out in this giant complex. And I had to rush through here because it was actually toward the end of our tour. But it's massive and insane. And again, I could have spent 3 hours just being in this building, but I had like 20 minutes because my mom was getting impatient. But it's really cool. Fortunately, I would have gotten to go here either way. Fortunately, the day I went was the day well, I booked the trip while we were in Florida. Oh, yeah, by the way, this part reminds me of something very Kerbal. I booked the trip to go to for the tour at the Space Center one day while we were in Florida. The next day, the government shut down. They sent me an email saying, hey, the fancy tour you booked might not happen. Fortunately, the government agreed on a budget or whatever, and it came back into full service the day before, so my extended tour actually did happen. Those are some shots of the Saturn V rocket pieces that are, assembled there. That's, the nose cone and the escape module. Here's this command module and the service module below it, or behind it. Well, behind it, below it, depending on the orientation. Yeah, this was a really cool thing to see. Again, I wish I had had another day or two to really take my time and explore things, but I didn't. Yeah, this was really satisfying to see, and that's a cool shot. I love that shot too. They had a little model. I love scale models. of the Saturn V rocket. And if you go to the other side, which should be the next image, yes, it has cutaways. So you see all the bits that are inside. The tanks, the seats, the limb, all these things. And you can go all the way down the whole length, all the way down to the engine nacelles at the bottom of the Saturn V rocket. And that was a really cool thing to see. Another giant thing was the VAB, the Vehicle Assembly Building. Flag painted on the ground for scale. That's a scale to what's painted on the side of the VAB. It's huge. The stars are like 6 feet across. It is the world's second largest enclosed volume in a single building, and it is the world's largest single-story building because there's no really stories. It's all, if you go into the vehicle bays, all the way up is one floor. There's one of the crawlers that has been used in the past for space shuttles and whatnot. This is another crawler that, as you can see, the cranes and whatnot, it's being modified to handle the upcoming SLS missions. Another shot of the VAB and the NASA Control Center there. Really cool. The VAB was something you could see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles away. I saw it way before we even got to the Space Center, I think. Yeah. So we ended up going to the, I forget what it's called, but it's this spectator spot that's halfway between pad 39A and 39B. And 39A, of course, where they had Falcon 9. This is a shot of 39B, which is where they're going to be launching the SLS in the near future. We were here the day before a wet test, the wet firing test of the Falcon Heavy, so they had cameras set up to watch it, and I saw the Falcon Heavy in person. I was there, I saw it in person about 2.5 weeks before it launched. It was the nearest thing to a, quote, religious experience I've had. It was amazing to see it in person. I feel, I don't know, amazed and privileged and whatnot to have seen it. It was an amazing thing to see. I feel like I got really close to almost touching a piece of history. Sorry, that one's really digitally zoomed in. Additionally, while we were there at the Space Center, I spent a lot of money on souvenirs. I got those patches. I actually got 3 shirts. Oh, I'll show you that one of them right now. I'm actually wearing a SpaceX shirt right now. These Legos, I actually got that at Disney because it was cheaper there. The price at NASA was actually more expensive. But yeah, I got those patches that celebrate all the missions that NASA has launched. So like I said, I also got a few shirts. I got a, where's the word? I got a SpaceX, whoa, mirror image. It's over here, jeez. SpaceX shirt. This is actually Falcon Heavy because, there you can see it. Yep. Because I was there to see Falcon Heavy. I was there February 22nd? No, I'm sorry, not February. January 22nd, 23rd, something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. So, like I said, I saw the Falcon Heavy the day before it launched, or the day before it did the wet test. I also got, like I said, 8 days at Walt Disney World, I didn't spend a dime on merchandise there. I spent $150 on merchandise at NASA. I also got, let's see if you can see this, Occupy Mars, which is also SpaceX. And also, I mean, I bet you can probably find this at Target because I see it all the time. I got the obligatory blue NASA shirt. I also got, like I said, the patches that were on the shelf back there. The Legos I got at Disney. Did I get anything? No, a friend gave me the other one. I got a free the blue drawstring backpack. You can kind of see that. I'm going to get a cork board back there so that I can put all these patches up because they're cool. I also got, I thought this would be a better set, but it wasn't. I got, it's like rockets of or U.S. rockets and things of the past. And some that didn't actually do anything. I thought this would be a cool thing to display maybe, but it ended up that some of them are really, really cheesy. Like this space shuttle. Decent. Except the wheels. They're little cheapy. You can hear that. Wheels. And I'm kind of about it. So I might at some point cut them off, sand it down, file it down, and make a better display of this. This, not so good. Oh yeah, my mom actually found a keychain with my name on it, because it's not that, well, it's becoming a more common name, but you couldn't find these when I was a kid. So that's kind of cool. I almost forgot about that. But yeah, some of these, they're okay. This is a different one. Oh. I was like, why is this one different? This one, oh, I didn't know it came apart like that. This, where do you hook in? Sorry. This is actually a decent one. That's the space shuttle. It says Atlantis. But it does come apart. Do the solid rocket boosters. No, I don't want to play with that. SRBs don't come off. But this one's, some paint blemishes. But this one's decent for, kind of displaying. And I think you can't see it, but yeah, it stands up on its own. Some of the other ones, I don't remember what they are because I threw away the box. But like this little thing, okay looking, except the wheels are like funny. And not this one. I think this is the Dinosaur. S-O-A-R. And then this is another similar, unless this one is the Dinosaur. This one might be the Dinosaur. Oh, that just says NASA on it. Yeah. Unfortunately, these aren't. Oh no, it's printed on the bottom. I should read. This is the Dinosaur. This little black one. Sorry, camera. Ah, there we go. What was that little one? Or the silver one was the X-24A. The X-24A. Just figure out where to hold things. And then this was the X-15. The other little black one was the X-15. As a science buff, as a space buff, I should know these things, but I don't. And then this is the new one. This is one that didn't actually happen, kind of. This is the X-38. Yeah, the X-38. And yep, now we're launching the X-39 or X-37, whatever it is. Like, SpaceX launched one. So these are a real thing. Reusable one. And again, the little landing legs are like little skids. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Then there's some of these that are traditional, like, you can't see that, straight up rockets. And I can't remember what they are. I'm really bad at this. I should know. And it's not, sorry, I'm looking at it. It's not printed on these. No, so you just have to know, and I don't. But I thought all these would be cool to have, like make a display of them, except that these all flex. They're kind of rubberized. And the paint, see how close you can get it, even if it'll focus on it. The paint, oh, come on. Paint isn't great. It's a little blurry. Yeah, sorry, it's blurry. But you can see that United States is kind of at an angle. So it leaves a little bit to be desired. They don't stand up all that well. This one's kind of funny. And it has a weird, like that square base. I don't know if that's correct or accurate, but I don't know what rocket this is supposed to be. And then this is obviously Saturn V, but I mean, you can see, yeah, that's plainly visible that that's going to have a wicked gravity turn. So yeah, and the paint's off, and it leaves a bit to be desired. I thought these would be nice. They would all be nice hard plastic, but they're not. The tall ones are rubberized. The only other one that's decent is the kind of mock-up-ish version. You don't come apart, do you? Oh, they do. Oh, that's fascinating. Of the SLS. That's the Space Launch System, the new one that NASA's going to do. And these solid rocket boosters actually do slide and come off, and then it has little attachment points. So they're okay. They're not an amazing addition to my toy collection, and that one doesn't really want to. No, that one won't set up on its own. But there's something I think I'll make a display out of at some point. I think that was it from NASA. Yeah, that's about it. The trip was great. It was amazing. I've been to Walt Disney World. This is now my 4th time. So that's kind of like, all right, same thing. It's fun. A few new things. Pandora was cool. But, yeah, NASA, oh, God. I could have gone back for 2 more days. I only did, I think, a third of the exhibits at the main core, what's it called? Visitor Center. I could have stayed there all day. It was only open like 10 to 6, so I only had 8 hours, and we didn't get there till like 11 because traffic. We had to get Starbucks, we had to get gas, things like that. And again, it was with my wife and my parents, so I kind of had to hurry along. I could have stayed and read like everything, but I tried to keep it going so they didn't get bored and pissy. I I feel like there's something else. Oh, yeah, and then here at the end, I'm going to talk about this. You can't see it, but this desk that I've built just a little bit because I said I would in the past, and I haven't, and I'm going to now. So this was the desk I had temporarily while I was here at this new house. As you can see, it's actually my old desk underneath what is an IKEA headboard and footboard. Remember that idea for later. It worked for a hot minute. It was enough to mount my stuff, and it hid everything. Yeah, you can see the other desk underneath it. And it worked for a bit. I actually raised that footboard up there up on little tiny feet so that I get the cords underneath that. But I wanted to do more. I wanted something even bigger. So based on what I had before, which was that, like I said, IKEA headboard type thing on an old desk, I had an idea of what I wanted and how the cords were going to more or less hide. And because I've done stagecraft and theater and speaking of set design, I know how to make scale models, at least of simple things. So I made a scale model of the desk that I kind of wanted. You can see there's mirror image. This is supposed to be a little ledge where the computer rests. I don't actually have that. This over here is a file cabinet, and then this here is the upper level where the monitor will sit with some supports and some pass-throughs for cords to go through. This was kind of a quick mock-up. I actually made this in like an hour or two, if that. It's all just out of cardstock more or less. I made this to show to an actual cabinet designer. I actually had them come here, take measurements of the room and say, hey, help me. How does it cost? What do you think? Let's build this. We just gotten back our security deposit from our last apartment, so I had some money. And she checked it out, and a week later she said, sure, here's the quote. It was like $1,800. No, it was like $2,200. I was like, ugh, I think I can do this cheaper. And I did. So what you see here, the white big piece in the middle there with those 4 holes in it, that's actually an IKEA headboard. A brand new Malm white, kind of semi-gloss, it's a little shiny, headboard. And that becomes the main desktop. Like that's right in front of me, that's what I'm touching now. That's where my keyboard rests, and that's where my laptop sits. That's the main part of it. And then you can see there a 2x4 and some other assorted pieces of wood. Like that is actually 2 pieces of wood. It's on the right side over here next to where the tower sits. 2 pieces of a piece of 4x8. Actually, all those 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces there are all from the same 4x8. I managed to cut it up just perfectly to where I had the right amount of pieces. That piece is small because that actually slots in behind the drawers that are IKEA made. The whole thing is mostly IKEA. It's an IKEA hack except for the wood on the sides. And there's the finished product, bright and white and beautiful. And actually, that's a better picture. You can see behind the keyboard, I have a little panel that hides some of the cords, and it lights up, and it's awesome, and I'm in love with it. And the LED fixture, the LED setting was really cool. Yes. It's a wonderful thing. It's really fun, and I gotta admit, everybody I've showed it to kind of loves it. And yeah, I have Star Destroyers on the main monitor there. Because with the way there's kind of the wings off to the side, like underneath where the mic arm is mounted there, it looked kind of like the bridge wings of a Star Destroyer. So even though I'm very much a rebel, not siding with the Empire at all, I thought that was a neat homage type thing. And yeah, I love it. It's awesome. It's a very functional desk. I get a lot of use out of it now. It's great for the recording and everything. I feel like I have lots of space. Oh yeah, and I actually have now, since I did all this, I actually have a I have a scale, I have a decent model of a Star Destroyer that's sitting off to my left-hand side. It's kind of behind the laptop monitor over here to the left, of an Imperial Star Destroyer, just a simple Revell one. So yeah, that's the new desk. It's pretty nice. Like I said, it's mostly IKEA with the hack that I've done. It's IKEA almost all of it except for the supports down below. That's, like I said, 1 4x8 cut up across the half, and then a couple other on the top, and it made just the right pieces to do that. And then 1 2x4 strung across to support it. and then a bunch of screws. Ideally, it's made to be disassembled in case I ever move again. Hopefully not for a couple of years, because I love having my own office, my own, nerd cave. As you can see, all the stuff behind me, slowly expanding on that. And like I said, this is kind of I kind of got the Star Destroyer motif going. So I got one. I got a nice. It's a decent model. I think I got it on. Yeah, I got it on Amazon. It's a Revell Star Destroyer. The turbo lasers turn. And the rockets, the thrusters, the engines on the back. I'm pretty sure you can hear that. But we're gonna do it again by the mic. Oh. Different sound effects. It's a nice snap together model. I'm not a fan of this. It comes with these funny landing legs, display legs. And did I glue you in place? I did. I glued the back ones in place, I think. Nope, I didn't. They're still loose. But it has there's these 3 legs. I'm not even going to pull them out because it's ridiculous. And I did not like that look. So I went to the hobby store and got some clear acrylic sheeting, whatever, and I built a little stand. I mean, you can see the glue marks. It's not ideal. It was kind of an amateur job, but for my first time playing with acrylic, I think it's clear acrylic. First time playing with that, it holds it pretty well, and that's how this guy is displayed on my desk. As you can see, I have, you can see over my right shoulder back there. That's kind of my more NASA corner, at least the main portion of the desk on the lower part there is, and then you can see there's some other Star Wars stuff. I'm going to tilt the camera, sorry if this is funny. You can see some other Star Wars vehicles there. Oh, come on, let go of the monitor. And then my big X-Wing is up there. And of course, Return of the Jedi poster. On the other side, I'm actually going to turn the monitor. Yeah, on the other side is lots more Star Wars stuff. I actually hung a couple ships up. Sorry, tilty. That's kind of hard to see. I actually hung. You can see the TIE Fighter. That other sharp knife-looking blob there is an X-Wing. Those are hung from the ceiling with there. You can see some hooks. Oh, there you can see the X-Wing a little better. You can see the hooks. Hooks and fishing wire. The typical type of thing. And now this is not going to cooperate, is it? Oh no, it's not too bad. I'm still framed decently there. So that's the progress with my desk and the office, and you're still not quite. That's better. I don't really see myself on camera anyway, but that's better. Well, so sorry. I hope no one, if any of you have watched all the way through here, I hope none of you are seasick or anything. Anyway, that's the desk and the office. And I'll keep recording and publishing. Yeah, publishing once a week. I try streaming. I'll hopefully put a link to that on my YouTube channel. But I think that's about it for this channel update. This was longer than I meant it to be. This is close to half an hour. I meant to do like 12 minutes. Oh, well. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like, hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word. I will catch you later.